Hi there, and welcome back to episode 2 of Supremacy. Now let's see what we've done in pre-season and see if I've bought I've bought some players in. Yes, welcome to episode 2 of Supremacy, and I have just reached the end of pre-season, and as you can see, it was pretty good. I mean, these are two teams that I suppose you'd expect me to lose against, but I don't think I did. I don't think I did too bad. But first things first, let's go over to the tactics, where I said I'd take a look at the team, have a tweak around, and maybe get a feel for the team to see how, what I think the weaknesses are and strength. And considering in the first episode I'd planned for a 4-2-3-1, instantly it's gone. It's gone. I'm still playing around the positions a little bit, but into a 4-4-2, and it seems pretty solid so far, but I can't make any promises that I'll still end up staying with this one. As you will have noticed on this screen, there is a couple of new signings in the starting lineup, so we may as well go and have a look at what happened there. And let's start off with Daniel Jefferson, brought in the young lad from Sheffield United, and I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure I needed to bring him in, but when he came available, I kind of just went for it. It was more of a I'll bring him in and figure it out later. So here he is, and I'm sure he's looking pretty decent. So I'm sure hopefully he's as good as everyone seems to think he is, and he lives up and helps us. But you never know. Get him for the season. You never know what he'll do. If he helps us get promoted, then I'm quite happy. As you can see, one of the other signs is also in the starting 11 in George McEachran. He was brought in on a free transfer. He could be a pretty decent player for us. But as a free transfer, what's the risk? It's pretty low risk, but he seems pretty solid so far. But they are the two main signings we have made in pre-season, and to be honest, I don't really see us making many more because, well, if you look at it, there isn't really any money over the wage budget, even if ever so slightly. And transfer. So again, like I said before, unless I'm planning on selling one of my key players, which, by the way, so far I haven't sold any key players. I haven't really sold any players. So you never know if one goes out. And I've got to bring a decent amount of money in, then you never know. We may go and bring in a few more players to improve it more. But I've been quite happy, as you saw before. I'll just go back to it. In the schedule, it's been pretty solid. I mean, it's been a pretty good start, but now it's getting down to business. And another thing I did mention in the beginning of episode 1 is when I first started the episode, I did mention that I was looking at a redevelopment of Fratton Park, and I said I'd have a look, see what that was. For those who don't know, obviously, by looks of it, it is going to add that additional seats and add like improvement of like the general facilities on, I think it is the north stand. So looking at the state of the squad so far, again, I may be looking at a fullback, and really just a winger, because I mean, obviously that's not even on the right thing anymore. So if we go back to what I'm probably going to end up playing, possibly still, if possible. Like I said, I don't know if I make any more additions to this team, but if I do, I may try and bring in a winger, possibly a fullback, just for a bit extra cover. Even then, I may not even need to. I may be exaggerating on that one. But other than that, I'm quite happy with the state of this squad. Obviously, it's the first transfer window, so there's not many more changes I can do. But there's a few. I think there are good additions to the squad. I mean, looking at Daniel Jefferson, obviously his star rating is up there with the best. So again, only and the same with McEachran. He's just there. I was interested in bringing this guy in on a free transfer because I thought he was pretty good, but it turns out the wages he was asking for are just way more than Portsmouth are willing to pay. So when his trial ends, unfortunately, he won't be signing him otherwise, which is a bit of a shame because I feel like it would have been a really good addition. But anyway, we move on. So instead of waiting any longer, let's get into the first game of the season against Sheffield Wednesday, and this is the team I'm going with today. Swans on the left. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to attempt to say that. Or Gilvey in the centre with Morrison, Rafferty on the right, Griffiths in goal with Karoma, McEachran, Pack, Dale, and Jefferson Scarlett up front. And again, like I said, it's early days, so who knows? This might even be a completely different team by the time we get halfway through the season. But let's start with this and let's see how we go. So hopefully this is a good showing. Hopefully it's a nice solid start to the season with a win. I think looking at the league table as well and how Sheffield Wednesday are doing, this will not be a straightforward result or a game, because obviously they're doing really well so far in real life. So I assume if they replicate that in the game, there'll be a challenge, and certainly be the ones we should be fighting with. So I guess if we can win today, it would be a good start against, I would presume, a rival. So it's been a relatively quiet start so far. Nothing to really show for either side. Which I suppose, away from home, you know what they say: if you can't win, make sure you don't lose. So this Jebison already looks like he's going to be in and about in the goals. I know he hasn't scored yet, but I think you could see he's had a good few chances. I mean, the concerning thing early on is no shots on goal. No shots on goal so far. I mean, it started out with some quite a few highlights early on, but there seems to have quietened down with not a lot happening. So I hope we get a little bit more action as the game goes on. I mean, they're looking like they're playing quite a defensive formation, I would say, wasn't it? I mean, what's that? Something like 6-7 defensive players in the formation. So they'll be counter-attacking a little bit more. There's nothing clear going on so far, is there? I mean, we'd have to do a little bit more. I mean, surely he would have been miles offside there, yeah. I was just about to say, I mean, it would have been a good goal, but I'm pretty sure he was quite a bit offside there. I mean, they're not doing anything to concern us so far, are they, really? I mean, they said this Jefferson looks like he's a good player. Certainly making the runs. I do think in real life that Sheffield United are sort of unwilling to let him go out on loan. It probably suggests that he's quite a good player. I mean, he's done a lot of running. He's had a few chances, but he's going to have to do a little bit more than chances. Goals would be preferred. There's Jefferson up there again with Scarlett. I mean, he's got to get on target, hasn't he? He's got to at least get on target. And I think if he does, he scores, especially on that chance. I mean, Rafferty's seen a lot of the ball as well. Down this right-hand side, they're having a lot of success. My only concern is them possibly getting us on the counter-attack, because when they do counter-attack, we do look a little bit on the back foot. That's the end of the first half there, and I mean, we've had the better of it. Certainly had the more clear-cut chances, but we need to be doing more if we want to win this game, which I think we deserve to be. We need to be doing more. Marvin Johnson, a really good player, Marvin Johnson. It was. I liked him when he was at Middlesbrough as well, but it just never seemed to work out for him. But there's Karoma again. He's definitely. Oh, well, I was going to say he's definitely involved, but he's really done the opposite there and just cost us. I mean, I'm not saying, has he just cost us? Oh no, it was offside, but he got away with that one. He has to do better there, because that was comical, really. They're starting to go into this game now. What are we doing? We are pushing our luck now. Knows Jefferson on the run, and he just passes it straight to them, which is not exactly what we want to do really here, is it? I don't tend to like to do many substitutions too early, especially if the fitness is quite high. And we've been playing well, but we're starting to get behind in this game now, and might have to make a few changes just to freshen things up a little bit. That's Dale in there. Is he gonna have a shot? Is he gonna? Oh, I mean, fair play for having a goal, but I mean, come on. I'm tempted to change Jefferson's position, because he's getting into good positions, but he's not. He hasn't put them away, so I wonder if I put him in a. Oh, he has to score there. I mean, maybe. See, I think he's going to be a good player for us, but I can certainly his early signs suggest why he ended up cancelling his loan at Portsmouth, because he's almost cost us a goal and missed pretty much an easy goal so far. Right, so who are we looking at bringing on? I think maybe if I put him in on there, but swap them around, because I think he might be his best position is an advanced forward. So let's play him in his best position and see what happens there. I think Lowry might be able to come in for. Oh, put him as a Mazzala, because I don't know if this one's going to be staying, because I think I might be asking a bit too much here. But we'll start off like that and see how we go on. And this is where the problems I'm saying I may need to bring in another winger, because except this guy, I don't really have any wingers really. I mean, probably my biggest concern is the fact that three of my four defenders have all got yellow cards. So let's see if that does anything. Let's see if that freshens things up a little bit. I mean, do I be more? Do I ask? Yeah, let's go for being more expressive and just see if that breaks them up a little bit. Because I mean, I'll take a draw. I mean, it's a pretty solid start, but this has not been. I thought there'd at least be a couple of goals in this game, but apparently, loads of chances and none on target is essentially the Sheffield Wednesday and Portsmouth way by looks of it. And by looks of it, nothing's going to be changing by the end of this game. We do have one more highlight at the end here, so you never know. But I wouldn't consider myself that lucky. I mean, rather greedy there. If you'd have squared it, maybe we might have done all right there. I think we've got one last corner, but I'm not expecting much from this either. He's taking his time about it, considering it's 0-0. Ooh. I mean, that would have been a pretty crusty end to it, wouldn't it, really? Oh. We do have one more, so you never know, same again. And we might do alright. Be a hell of a way to end the game. I don't know why he keeps taking his time about it, though. There we go. Well, I mean, 0-0. I mean, I think we could have done more. I think we could have won the game, but I'll take it. I'll take it for the first game of the season. It's a shame no one saw any goals, like. But you know, you could just pick every point. Again, like I said, I think this season all it is they're asking for basically just want playoffs. So I guess there's not too much pressure. I've basically got to get inside the top 6, basically, which I think is very doable with this team. I mean, if you can get in the top 2, even better. I mean, I know they were very, very early on in this series, but that's not what I want to see. That's just not what I want to see. Just a quick one, guys. I know this only is my second ever episode recording a video and making a video, so I know it might feel a bit basic and new, and I hope it's at least a little bit entertaining for you. But if you do like it and you do want to see more of my content that we'll be bringing out, feel free to like and subscribe the channel. Maybe even leave a comment of your thoughts on Portsmouth or even the football clubs you like. So yeah, as you can see, there is this player here, Josh Harrop, really, really good player, and I really wanted to sign him, but I don't think we could ever afford it. I don't think we could afford his wages, and now I don't think he would he be willing to talk? He would, but yeah, that was the problem. I think he wanted a way more than what I think I was even allowed to offer. It could be that. It could be that I wasn't even allowed to offer it. I think because in League One there is a wage restriction. I'm pretty sure there is. I'm pretty sure there is a wage budget in here. Again, I could be wrong. It may have been removed. But as you can see here, the wage budget is limited to 60% of the turnover. So I guess the more successful you are, the more money you get, the more money you can spend. But I suspect, I know Portsmouth have been down here a couple of years now. So maybe things are getting a bit limited here. So here we are for the second game of the season against Lincoln at home. I am going to go more aggressive and go attacking. Hopefully that'll get us the goals. Because, I mean, we did alright in the first game. But we need to be scoring goals. And we need to be clearing more chances. So the team's pretty much the same as it was. Except I'm just changing one thing around, I think it is. Obviously I got Swanson, Ogilvie. Yes, we'll go with Ogilvie. Morrison, Rafferty, Griffiths in goal. Karoma still on the left. Hopefully it's a bit less chaotic game than the first one. McEachran, Park, Dale. And I've still got Scarlett and Jefferson. However, what I am doing, I've switched him around this time because he was getting some good positions. So I'm hoping if he's further up, he can get in more positions and score goals. Right, so hopefully, like I said, we're a bit more successful in this game. And I'm just going to speed this up just a little bit because I don't watch the replays properly, but I don't need to watch it that slow. I mean, if that keeper's willing to come out like that, I'll take that all day long because you never know. I mean, nothing to report. It's only been a minute into the game. We are on the second highlight, but I'm pretty sure The first highlight was basically just the kickoff. So I'm hoping this highlight is ours. However, we are not the ones with the ball. Well, and then I go and say that, and then that happens. So we do pretty alright at direct, but this need to just shoot at random points is probably the reason why we get a lot of high shots but not a lot on target. Because yeah, fair enough, he was in the box, but I think he could have done a little bit better with that. So we're about 20 minutes into the game, and we're relatively quiet at the moment, which is not ideal. Could do with at least what. Oof. Every time I say something, it always seems like the opposite's going to happen. Which recently has not been a bad thing, but every time I think I've got to finish a sentence, something happens. I get rudely interrupted by my team trying to score goals. I do know at the time recording of the second episode, Portsmouth have got a new manager. Is it John Musino? I can't say I've ever heard of him personally, but hopefully he does a really good job for Portsmouth and actually gets them like turning them around. Hopefully not as good a job as me. Well, actually, that's probably wrong, because if it does a good job as I'm hoping to do here, then I think everyone will be happy with that. Well, everyone that isn't Plymouth, Bournemouth, Brighton and Southampton, that is. Problem is, I've played 2 at top and it's been quite successful in pre-season, but it's looking a bit plain so far. We're not really being that much of a threat, but on the odd chance, and I really need to be getting more goals, because we are now approaching half time and we haven't even got close to scoring really, and we've only had 2 on target again. Dale to Scarlett, out to Karoma. What can he do with it? Can he do anything good with it? Yep, that'll do. That'll do. I was just about to say he could just pass it straight to them, but well, that was a goal for Scarlett. Hopefully one of many for the pair of Scarlett and Jebison. But we do have other strikers on the bench. Like I said, I think I've got 4 first team strikers, of which 3 are on loan. I don't explain how I'm going to figure that out next season, but that's next season's problem. But at least we finally scored a goal. Hopefully one of many to come. Lincoln are on the attack now. I mean, it's still early on, but I mean, we're not really dealing with it, are we? I mean, you can't let them get in there. They're just gonna. Oof. I mean, it would have just been my luck. It would have just been my luck. He just put it in the top corner. I'd have finally scored a goal, and he'd have just gone and put it in the top corner. I mean, if we get one more goal, I think that'll be it. Game over. I know I'm being a bit greedy now, considering not 5 minutes ago I was saying we need to score 1. We can't score any. I mean, he's alright. I really don't know what happened there. I'm gonna lie, I'm pretty sure he just dived, but if he wants to, if that works and Dale goes and scores or Pack, I don't mind. I mean, they are on the counter attack again. That's what is my worry. It was the same with Sheffield Wednesday. When they were on the counter attack, they'd look a bit dangerous. We made a meal of that. That was nearly a penalty for them. I'm going to make an early substitution because he's played on, but I don't think he's doing much more than that. So I will make an early substitution. Here we are with Corona again. He likes to be direct, which I like. I like him to be running. But I feel like we need to be creating more in the middle. So again, I feel like this could be this Mazzala. I think as much as it's a good idea, I might be asking too much. And that was a cracking save. That could have been a game-winning save. That was a cracking save from the keeper. I'm not entirely sure who that was supposed to be too, but I think I do need to make a couple of more changes though, because the game's sort of dying off now and I'd really like another goal. But I am going to take Jebison off. I know people might not like that, but let's take him off, and why not get Colby Bishop on? I mean, I'll bring Mazzala on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave him on, but I am going to change the position for the rest of the game because we'll go for box to box. I don't mind a box to box. You know what you get with that, and just see if it changes anything, see if it makes any difference. Maybe, I don't know. I'm going to bring Curtis on for Dale, freshen up on the wing, and maybe he can have a better impact than what Dale has had so far. I would really like that second goal now. If they could just, be kind enough to get that for me, or just have a random shot from a random angle. Looks great on the stats. Oh, wait. Why did he edit backwards? Why did he edit backwards? I mean, I know he nearly scored, but I mean, we could do with improving set pieces, because I don't think we've really looked dangerous from any. I mean, I could probably have. That's one thing I can probably look at between episodes. Working on tweaking set pieces, get them in place properly. Because I must admit, I don't think I've got them in place yet, which is bad on my part. There's some good passing though, some good football. We just need to be a lot more clinical, because we're getting a lot of chances and a lot of shots, but not getting a lot of anything else really. Here's Curtis with Pack. Back to Morrison. There's Rafferty. Back to Morrison. Lowry. I mean, a few more forward passes. He just passed it to himself there. Lowry. I mean, that's nice and direct. Can he put the game to bed? Thank you. And that's a goal by Dane Scarlett. Second of the season. So, obviously, because the season's just begun. But it's a good start. So, yeah, I thought Jebison was going to be the star. But at the moment, it looks like Scarlett's just proving the point to not forget about him, really. Can prove that point all day long for all I care. I'm quite happy. Here we are on the attack again with Bishop. Maybe that's the key. Maybe it's Bishop to come in and hold stuff up and let someone like Scarlett and Jebison fight between them for the position of running in and scoring the goals. Or he could just go and do it himself. I mean, I'm quite happy with that as well. Bishop wants to go and score the goals himself. I mean, Jebison might find himself out of the starting 11 pretty quick at the moment, because as soon as I've took him off, we've scored 3 goals. Well, that is a nice solid win in the second game of the season. 3-0 win. Scarlett again and Bishop. So I think for the next game, Jebison could be getting dropped, because them two are fantastic together up top. This is just a quick look at McEachran's injury. I mean, it's not too bad. It could have been worse. He did play on for a little while, so I guess that's not too bad. I think he might miss the... Does he miss the Carabao Cup game? Yeah, he might miss the Carabao Cup game and possibly both games against Cheltenham. But I don't think that's really the end of the world. So the plan is still, I think, is if I can get one winger in before the close of the transfer window. I think that's every single area covered well. For at least till January. Obviously, touch wood, there's no excessive amount of injuries. Cough, cough. But if I can get a winger in before the end of the transfer window, I think I've got a pretty successful transfer window. Considering I had no money to start the series, I think I've got to do a little bit of shrewd business. I can't even say I was looking for Jebison, but it just came up and I probably got a little bit too excited. Didn't really think about it and just brought him in. McEachran one was a little bit more thought after, but I thought, free transfer. Why not? So the plan is on the next episode to come back around deadline day. So we'll come back probably for the Newport County game. I mean, again, I don't know if the Papa John is anything I'm too bothered about, but we'll come back for that game and the game against Peterborough, possibly the game against Barnsley. I'll see how that goes. But in between that, we'll go for deadline day. If I do have a busy end to the transfer window, and obviously deadline day is quite busy, I'll probably just do an episode on deadline day, but I can't make any promises for that. But again, thank you for being patient with me with these videos. I hope they're not too bad. I know I'm just figuring things out here, and hopefully they aren't too bad and they're a little bit entertaining, and hopefully together we can get Portsmouth back to the Premier League and make them the best team on the South Coast again. I do appreciate anybody watching this video, and again, if you do like it and you want to see more, feel free to like and subscribe, and leave a comment, leave a team about Portsmouth, about any team you like. Just comment, chat, and I'll try and reply to all the messages I can. But I do appreciate any support, and hopefully I'll see you all in episode 3.